Global warming is the result of Earth's average temperature increasing due to greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide. In this speech, I will try to inform you on the origins, what's going on right now, and future effects of global warming. To start, global warming was first discovered in 1896 by a Swedish scientist who found that the use of fossil fuels could lead into some sort of climate change. But what he didn't know was the magnitude or when it will really take its full effect. In the 1940s, it was proven that increasing the amount of CO2 would increase radiation from the sun, which would be down on the Earth. There was an argument that the ocean could take in most of the CO2, but they didn't know if it would rise back up to the atmosphere or if it would just stay down in the ocean. That was an argument for a while, but people kind of strayed away from it. In the 1980s, a non-governmental organization started a global protection program, which kind of helps try to prevent more global warming or more bad things happening to the Earth. Soon after that, global warming got a lot of media attention and became a hot topic, and people started giving it a lot more attention. In the 1988, the climate got hotter than any time since the 1880s. Soon after, an intergovernmental panel of climate change organization was made, and it was consisted of 2,500 scientists and technical experts. The consequences were still somewhat uncertain, but what scientists thought was due to the Earth's average temperature, it would become warmer, and depending on the region, it could do harm to whatever is inhabitant there. Hotter climates were also warned that would warm the ocean and could raise sea levels, which would ruin a lot of ecosystems. One thing, when people think of global warming, they think of Antarctica and like the polar bears and penguins there, like going extinct. But another place that gets global warming has an effect on, is Greenland, which doesn't really get as much attention, but they lose 350 gigatons of ice each year, annually. But even though it's a small proportion of the ice that's still in Greenland, it still is somewhat of a scare because that's just what's happening right now. A future could be a lot more. So now for the future effects. By the year 2100, there could be mass extinctions. They also think that there could be a large increase of wildfires, dead fish, and less clean water to use for whatever you need it for. Also, they think that in the year 2030, crop yields will drop substantially in all over the world, including the United States, which is also a bad thing because the United States is one of the biggest agricultural growers in the world. And then another thing, in 2060, they think huge eastern coastal storms will occur, like in New York or places around it, which would also be bad. So in conclusion, I hope now you're a little more informed on what global warming is and its effects.